As of 2025 in March, I think anyone can scale a brand now, and I think most brands can scale now. And the reason why is because one of the biggest issues that kept brands back from scaling has now been fixed with AI ever, and it's only going to keep getting better. So you probably heard the news that ChatGPT 4 image editor launched this week, and I'm going to walk you through so many great examples. And I even have a free resource I'm going to give you guys and how you can get that free resource. But I think that just eliminated the bottleneck that most brands have to scale. And I would know. So we have 49 brands inside of our mentorship group. And the number one reason that they can't scale right now is they don't have the ability to create the content that they want, they need, or they can think of. Well, that's fixed now. With ChatGPT, the image editor, the turbo, you can create anything you can think of. So that is no longer an excuse. I was so excited that I couldn't sleep at night thinking, oh my gosh, like now literally anyone can scale a brand, because one of the biggest bottlenecks besides just getting a product has been how to create the assets behind it. Before it was designers, and you're always limited by how good is that designer and can they Photoshop this, Photoshop that, find B-roll assets. That's gone now. In fact, this launch that GPT just did, it killed stock photography overnight. It's killed a lot of designer jobs overnight. The last frontier is going to be video, which that's probably going to be fixed within a year. So I'm going to walk you through some of the amazing things you can make with this GPT editor and why you can scale anything now. But I'm also going to walk you through where I think this is going. I've seen this evolve over the last couple of years, and I think we are so close to making the ability to scale a brand easier than ever. But now with this GPT image editor, it's already freaking easy. So I've been playing with the GPT image editor for the last few days, and I've been cataloging everything I'm doing, my team is doing, and stuff I'm finding online. And this is the resource document that you guys can have if you want, where I'm just cataloging every single way that you can use GPT to make content and giving you examples of the prompts. But let me walk you through some of the ones that I've been playing with. So one of my favorite ad types that I've shown on this video channel many times are ad types like this, the cartoon style, the embellishment style, where you take one particular embellishment and you just make it larger than life to get the point across. And these are the prompts. You can make these very easily now with GPT. For example, you could literally just copy and paste this, upload GPT and say, I want to make ads in this style, and give it the prompts. And I'll walk you through those. Same thing with this one. This is another one, my favorite. Same thing, cartoon style embellishment. Let's walk through some of the crazy stuff. So the first thing you can do is you can literally draw what you want with ChatGPT. So you can draw what you want as an outline. I've done this and I've tested it many different ways, and tell it to create a thumbnail, and there you go. Like, how sick is that? And the other thing you can do is you can have it combine two graphics into one. So for example, this is an ad that I saw on X where they wanted to combine their product with this graphic, give it this prompt to get this final output, which is absolutely nuts. Same thing with this one, combine these two graphics, give it these headlines, these benefits, and it's shocking how good that is. I'm sure your head's probably already spinning like, oh my gosh, like I can make anything I can think of. And that's exactly it. You can make anything you can think of. So for example, this is one of the brands in our mentorship group. I took this product because what I wanted to do is I wanted to test, can it keep editing the images? If it gives me a prompt, can I then give it some instructions to have it keep editing? So I took this product, gave it this prompt, didn't like the output it gave me. So I am a terrible drawer, but I purposefully created a very, really, really crappy drawing like this and told it to, I was hoping this would be the concept. And so I was hoping it would remember my original chat, it would remember my intent, and then I could just draw it and it would create it. Well, that was my drawing. Those of you can't tell, that's an arm holding a product, and that's a picture of the earth, and it created that. Pretty freaking cool for the crappiest drawing in the world. Like, am I right? That's pretty awesome. And then I had to give headlines after that. So these are some of the things you can do. Here's another example of editing it, where a guy took these two products, gave it this prompt, I gave it this output, which looks amazing. Then he wanted it to make it different and then have it focus on bigger and blue colors, and then also re-edit from there. How sick is that? This is what my team did. It's pretty cool. So we have a brand that they have this product, and this was a photo. This is really cool. Some quick context. This brand, this photo has been performing quite well organically and as an ad. And I'm like, man, like we wish we could take the exact same models in the exact same setting, but have them just swap clothes. Well, now you can't. And so we gave them the picture of the product, had it switch it with that model, and look at that. How dope is that? So now you can literally take the exact same models, and I have other examples in this document where you can swap out models as well. And you can swap out models, put them in different settings. For example, like you could have it prompt, turn this bed into a cloud, turn this bed into a van, like whatever you want, and you can spit out this. So you can see the possibilities are endless. So here's another one that I really like is before and afters. So I had to take this product of a customer and I wanted to do a before and after, and it can do before and afters. Now the point I'm trying to make here is anything you can think of, it can create, and you can create headlines. So there's another one that I did where I had to take this product, gave it a prompt because I wanted like an old style ad, and gave it this headline, and look at that. Look how amazing that is. It's incredible. A 1950s style ad where everything's grayed out except for the product. So where is this going? This is so freaky good that it's killed many industries overnight. I'm going to stake my reputation. I think this is where it's going. So let's just kind of do a quick recap. In 2023, we had GPT launch. It's actually probably 2022. So I think it was like November 2022, but we'll say 2023. GPT launch. Then you had like Midjourney, right? Okay. And they were okay. It was mainly text-based, and Midjourney was like kind of okay. You had to do like a lot of really hard, crazy prompts just to get like a base asset. Then typically you would take that and give it to an editor or a designer for them to edit and manipulate it. Cause like those cartoon style ads I showed in the beginning, we made those before. We made them in Midjourney, the main image in Midjourney, and then we had to give it to them, and then they would use graphic design to then create an ad that would actually work. Okay. Then we have 2024. What do we have? We had the emergence of AI UGC, right? We had the emergence of to where like Claude became really, really good at actually writing real human copy. Then you had AI clones of yourself, okay? AI clones of voice. Now that might have been in 2023 as well, but this is when it really started taking off from my point of view, okay? Well, now we're in 2025. And now with the GPT image editor, you can literally make any design that's a graphic and graphical nature that you can think of. So really what that means is all statics. I believe all statics will be made with GPT now, because it doesn't make sense to hire a designer to edit it when you can make it in 5 to 10 minutes. It doesn't make sense to hire an agency to make statics. Now, it does make sense from a time-saving standpoint where you just don't have the time to write the prompts and come up with the ideas. So I still think there's an opportunity for agencies and freelancers to still obviously make their money, because founders and CMOs don't have the time to do it, and they're going to feel like they're stuck, they're out of ideas. So there's still an opportunity for that. Well, I think the great horizon, like where are we going to go in 2026? I think in the next year, we're going to have fully editable video. Now, you already have platforms out there that can take like a long form piece of content, cut it into shorts and add like subtitles and some text. But I think we're very, very close to where you'll be able to prompt very specific scenes, and it'll within perfect accuracy give you what you want. We can already, for these statics, for example, me and my founder D are doing this. With those statics, you can already take those and turn them into 3 to 5 second videos, and you can make a bunch of different statics, do the same thing and compile them together. But the last great horizon is going to be fully editable AI video, because I think right now you have to like kind of piecemeal it. You do AI UGC where it's like the person, then you have a designer, put a green screen and put something behind them, or then you chop it up with a bunch of other different AI. So it's not quite there. There's still some steps you have to go through to make that happen, but it's getting pretty close. So where we're going, I think this is the future. I think this is going to be a one-man marketing team. There are already some founders out there that they are running really lean, which is they're running their ads, they're making the content like in Canva, but I think it's going to be a one-man marketing team where that one person will do design with GPT, and then he'll have something like an MLM or an agent that looks at his ad performance and then that recommends the next round of designs. And I think he'll have some kind of a customer listening tool that then feeds into a GPT that then understands what do people want, what's their sentiments, that then recommends new ads every week based off performance, based off what customers are saying in comments, based off what customers are saying in reviews. It'll be recommending new ads to you every single week, and you can even schedule it. I want 10 new ads a week, 20 new ads a week. And you'll even be able to say, I want it in this theme, this persona. I want it in this awareness level. So you'll be able to tell it what to do, and it'll pivot. You can change personas, change ethnicities, change models. It'll be a one-man shop doing all this, from ads to copy to designs. And it'll be an AI agent that can recommend new ads to him every single week. And they just prompt, change this theme, change this, change this, change this. And it spits out as many different variations as he wants. Now, the great frontier that's left is just the video side, but that's getting very close. I think within a year, you're going to have a really big breakthrough in that area. So what can you do? What can you do if you're a brand? Well, number one is you need to start using these tools and connecting them together. You need to learn Make. You need to learn NAN. You need to learn these tools so you can be the one that connect together. I think eventually someone's going to make a SaaS that does all this for you, so maybe you don't have to worry about that. You know, there's pros and cons to doing that. But if you're an agency, what that means is you need to be thinking through that. A brand, when they realize that they can have a one-man army, where is your value? Well, your value is going to be in knowing the marketing fundamentals to pull this off, knowing how to do positioning, knowing how to do the research. But it's going to be you where they will pay you because they don't want to have to do it themselves, or I think they're going to pay you the price of what it would be to hire this kind of person in-house already. So there's still an opportunity in my opinion, because there's time involved. Founders still have to be the one to do this, or they have to hire a person to do this, but we're not far out from all these things being connected. Right now, they're kind of in their own silos. Like you have design or design agents. There's not really any great ad agents yet, but I think that's coming very soon. Then you can have consumer research agents that does this, but you don't have this yet. But you don't have one tool that enables you to do all of those things, and you can schedule it every week. I want 10 new ads, 10 new ads. And every week you change the theme, change the awareness level, change the persona. Not yet, mainly because ChatGPT doesn't have an AI integration with their image editor yet, their turbo yet, but they will probably within the next month or so. But this is the next frontier. One man will be running an entire marketing team and doing that of a marketing team. So you're still opportunity if you're highly creative. So the people that have the best ideas are going to win because it's only as good as the ideas that you can generate. Or the person that has the most amount of data, the most amount of ad examples that they can keep on using and referencing. But really, I think the big benefit is going to be from the people that already have a product. This is killing service industry in a huge way. And I would know I'm in the service industry. It's killing service industry. So you have to rely on something that AI can't take over yet, something that's unique, proprietary information, data, playbook, know-how. That is what the future is, especially if you have your own product. I think this is going to be a heyday for e-commerce because that's one thing AI is not going to be able to steal is how to create products and make that easy to create products. So if you have a brand right now, I think this is going to be a great era for you. It's going to save you money. It's going to be cost reduction. It's going to be a huge increase in competition as well. Because if right now, if AI can make all these things, what can AI not do very well? Well, at this point, you can clone people, but personal brands, I think, are going to skyrocket because authenticity is going to be more important than ever because it's going to be so easy to make those things. A personal brand, I think, is going to do really well. Also, the type of content that's hard to pull off. So for example, those are like comedy skits, right? That's going to be really hard to pull off. Those are going to be things like street interviews. There's AI that can kind of mimic it, but it's not that great, right? I think those are still going to be really good. So think about what's the content that's hard to pull off. And I think those are going to be the breakout things that do exceptionally well. I am extremely thrilled on where we're going. It's making everything easier for people. So it's going to be cheaper. It's going to be faster. So it's going to be a heyday for everyone. The hard part is finding where do you fit in? Where is your sliver? Where is your blue ocean opportunity? And that is the thing that you should be figuring out right now. Within a year, most of your marketing can be done with AI, I believe, or at least connecting with AI agents. So if you're thinking like that and future pacing, where do you sit amongst where AI can create anything you can imagine while being the person behind that can actually imagine it, right? That's going to be a big opportunity for you.